The First Filipino Colony, a continuation by Nadine Janeda. Growing Filipino Colony appeared during the publication of Sanciano's book. Gregorio Sanciano y Gozon was a lawyer and an early advocate of economic reforms in the Philippines, which was under the Spanish rule. He was among the first generation of propaganda movement, the lobby for political and economic reforms, spearheaded by educated Filipinos, the Ilustrados, based in Spain in the second half of the 19th century. Sanciano is also considered as the first Filipino economist. It was a banquet given in honor of Fernando de Leon y Castillo, overseas minister of the liberal government of Sagasta, by the Filipino colony in Madrid. On June 25, 1881, a royal decree was issued abolishing the tobacco monopoly in the Philippines. The order was applied in the islands in 1882 and the suppression of the monopoly was completed in 1884. With the monopoly in place, no man might raise or sell a single leaf of tobacco without first having permission from the government. The new system of tobacco growing worked well for the authorities. With the monopoly, the government was delighted, but the same system has oppressed the farmers and landowners. At the banquet, Visayan medical student Graciano Lopez Haina delivered a speech. He eulogized the glorious mission of Spain, personified by Magellan, Legazpi, and others who brought civilization and progress in the Philippines. Philippines, proud to call herself daughter of the fatherland of Calderon and Cervantes. When liberty and encouragement of the arts shall reign in her, this pearl of the Orient will be a source of inaccessible wealth for Spain. Graciano Lopez Haina was born in Haro, Iloilo in 1856. He studied in Haro Seminary and later gone to Manila to study medicine. He worked as an apprentice at a hospital due to lack of secondary diploma, then returned to his native province. He had trouble with the authorities and later gone to Spain in 1880 to study medicine at the University of Valencia. In 1881, he gave up his study, left Madrid, and became active in political and journalistic circles. Natural orator and became frequent speaker in meetings of radical groups. He would also be radicalizing force among Filipinos. The banquet led to first organization of Filipinos in Madrid. In early 1882, they founded the Círculo Hispano-Filipino under the leadership of Juan Atayde, a retired Spanish Army officer of the Philippines by birth. In its manifesto of April 20, 1882, signed by the acting president, Rear Admiral Claudio Montero Igay, its secretary Juan Atayde, the Círculo expressed its thanks to Minister Leon Y. Castillo and to those whose supports and personal meditation it owes its existence. In September 1882, Jose Rizal arrived in Madrid to study medicine, and he endeavored to give substance to Círculo in faith that it will reunite the Philippines. The Círculo founded a bi-weekly newspaper called Revista del Círculo Hispano-Filipino, whose number appeared on October 29, 1882. It didn't last long. The Círculo is a newspaper published by the organization which aimed at expressing thoughts about the abusive Spanish government. Pardo de Tavera merely says that some Spaniards from the Philippines who wrote in it quickly stopped doing so when they saw the anti-Spanish character which it was beginning to take. In 1883, both Círculo and its paper is dead because of the withdrawal of the older members' support and the cessation of the subsidy that had come from overseas ministry with the fall of the government. In 1884, Rizal made new attempts to revive the Círculo but did not succeed. Jose Rizal did not only serve as the link with the first nationalist movement which ended tragically, he was to play a decisive role in shaping the course of the later movement.